Hey everyone, it is your girl, the one, the only, and I'm here today with a general love reading live. So I definitely was like a minute, or a couple minutes late because I was trying to make sure that the question that I wanted to read for was what I wanted to read for. So I had to look over what I wrote since I wrote it out earlier today. I had to look at it and be like, all right, hi. I had to look at it and be like, all right, so I guess I still want to read for this today since I said that I was going to read for it earlier today. So yeah, the question that I'm going to be asking today is, what is being asked of you when it comes to love and relationships? Hi. And the reason why I'm asking this question is because I feel like oftentimes, when you think about love and relationships, you always kind of think about what the other person is doing. It's genuinely a lot of love readings are like, how does this person feel about you? What do they tell their friends about you? What do they like about you? Stuff like that. And it's just let's focus on the practical things, what is being asked of you, because clearly people wouldn't watch love readings if they didn't need love guidance. So I just felt like at this time, love guidance was needed, especially for myself, because when you think about being an adult, it's you think about your career, you think about love and relationships, and then you also think about people. So your friends and your family, your support people, and then career, material wealth that builds off of career too, because people do tend to think about those things. So it's what is being asked of us when it comes to this area? It's you wouldn't be watching love readings if you didn't want to know. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and start. I definitely didn't read last week because Chanel was here, so it was just a lot of fun. Usually it's a lot of fun. So it was just a lot of fun, and I was just I'm just not gonna read. But I thought I was. I just never knew when would be the best time, but I don't know. It's kind of like that when you're hanging out with friends, because it's y'all could talk literally for hours about crazy stuff. It's really crazy, but yeah. So okay, so the question is, what is currently going on with you? Okay. And the card, oh, hi. Oh, hi. So basically the card that came out for what is currently going on with you that fell out was the Empress card. And the Empress, the Empress basically focuses on so many different things, but the first thing that comes to my mind is just being able to work, because the Empress is the divine feminine, so working on those lessons that are predominant to the divine feminine, as far as loving yourself and creating boundaries and expressing how you truly feel, really stepping truly into your power, and just being affirmed in who you are as a person, and then focusing on yourself and focusing on the material and practical side of things, which is what the Empress does as well. It's very practical, but also has the capability to achieve goals, to go after what the Empress truly really wants, and being able to grow within that. And the Empress also represents just the mother archetype as well. Hey, So the mother archetype represents the Empress as well. So it's just like you could be a mother, you could want to have kids or something, or you could currently like be, you know, experiencing a pregnancy. So it's just like the Empress can represent a pregnant woman as well. So it's like where you are currently right now, I guess whether you're single or whether you're in a relationship, is like you're really standing firm in like who you are and like in your being. So that's pretty good, because when I like thought about this, I was like, all right, we need to like talk about these things. You know what I'm trying to say? But like this is actually really good for like what's currently going on with you right now. This is really good. Well, it's not like the cards be like great and then really, really, really bad, but I think it also depends on the context. Yeah, so right now you're like trying new things. Like you're trying new things. Like I feel like if you were in one specific career, it's like you really want to kind of like get your feet wet and like transition into something else, or you want to yeah, it's more so in just what it is that you want to do, or if you're considering like a relationship, or you just want to like, if you weren't previously in one, like it's like you just want to try like new things, like you want to like shake it up a little bit, like so you might have been like kind of bored or something, maybe like sticking to what you're doing, you know. And it's not to say that what you're doing, hey, it's not to say that what you're doing is like a bad thing, because you like focus on what you got going on, but it's like you might be so focused on that you're not really, you know, experimenting with new things. So it's saying right now that like what's going on with you is like you have this desire to like try new things, you know, like to really go out there and explore different things. Like, so I feel like you think that these are also like money making ventures as well, which is pretty nice, you know, but it's like you really just getting out there. So like if you had an idea, it's like you're actually now working on the execution, just like getting there, you know, little by little, trying to really transition into it. Like that's crazy too. So maybe you're not really focused on love. I don't know. Let me get another card. So a couple cards came out, but I'm just gonna take them because it's really not that much. It's only like 4 cards. But yeah, so what's coming up right now also, like I said, is it could be that you are focused on what you have, you know, going on with yourself and like your different creative ventures, but you might still, for love, I guess it's coming up, you might still be thinking of a relationship from the past. Like you might still be but you kind of over it, like you're really like you're almost over it, but there's still that kind of like, you know, you're just looking at, you know, a person that you were with from the past, and clearly there was a breakup, there was a falling out, but it's like you're getting over it. That's the thing that's coming up too. So it's probably because you over here doing, you know, stuff for yourself, you know what I'm trying to say. But it's still coming up like you're almost over it, but you still have that like interest and curiosity, like what is this other person, you know, doing. Or you might still be talking about things that happened from the past too, which could possibly be coming up, because this has to do with messages as well. So I don't know, you're sending messages, maybe still talking about these things, or I don't know, maybe you want to message that person that's coming up too. But it's just showing up that you over it, and I don't think at this point in time you really have the energy, like you really want to have any, like you want to, like, you know, you don't even want to put yourself back into that space right now with this person. I don't think you really like, I don't think you really have the look at my hands. It's just like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like you don't have the spark. Like it's just not there for you to go back and put yourself in the same energy. So yeah, like I think that this was a very painful situation that happened between you and someone that's showing up, because it's literally a couple here. It's like you right now, you just want to be free of the situation. I feel like you got over it. It really took some time because you probably was like, damn, like this is crazy, like, you know what I'm trying to say? So that's what the fact that it was so crazy make you not want to participate with this. But I think you still, this person like probably somewhere still around, but that's what's coming up here. But I feel like it's definitely it was definitely heartbreaking, you know. It was definitely terrible and devastating, but it's like you're moving on from that. It's cards here talk about like you moving on also, all being almost there. But yeah, but good for you, definitely showing up as the Empress. I thought that was pretty cool and stuff, because it's like, even though the fact that the situation could potentially still be going on, it's like you're standing in your full power. It's like you didn't get any, like I just was like, none of the cards are really negative or positive. Like, it's just like you didn't get any of the cards where it's like you are just hung up. Like, you didn't get the Queen of Swords in reverse. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Or the Queen of Cups in reverse. Like, you got a very strong card. So that's just something to be proud of, to give yourself a pat on the back for still being the Empress, regardless of anything else that came out. All right, so you want to talk about some challenges that you might be facing currently at the moment. We'll just get some challenges. We'll get some challenges and see. But yeah, how is everybody? Is everybody doing well? I didn't even do a check-in. I was just like, let's get to answering this question. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is doing well. Okay, so the question is, what are some struggles or challenges right now when it comes to love for you? Honestly, it's not really a bad challenge. Like like it's not really anything like that's like super pressing, but I mean, it's pressing. Clearly it's a challenge. It's just the simple fact right now that like you're very focused on like changing your circumstances, like your financial circumstances. Like, you're very focused on taking more control over your life. I feel like in terms of love, and especially dealing with like an external person, I feel like you might be kind of caught up on this. But you came up as the Empress, and like the Empress really, yep, I'm dead. Like, I just said take more control over your life, right? I feel like I just did. And basically what came up was this Hanged Man in the reverse. It's like, what are you waiting on? Like, and I feel like that's the real energy that you're in right now. So I'm not sure. Yep. It's just a barrier right now. And then you got the Two of Cups in the reverse. So it's just like a barrier right now. I feel like you're very focused on, like we said yourself. And you're definitely trying to put your entrepreneurial spirit to the test, because that is coming up as well. But I also feel like you're a very like giving person as well, and you just want to share with other people. Like, very stable person. When times get hard, you might definitely be able to like, you know, get through it, is kind of what I see coming up as well for some reason. But yeah, I just feel like right now you're focused on yourself, and you're focused on taking more control over your life to like accomplish the things that you want, you know, like moving through the stage of where you currently at, and then just being someplace else, you know, so like at a different place. So that might be, it just might be that you could potentially be just spending more time doing that as opposed like to maybe pursuing love, or I don't know, you could still be dating someone and still be kind of like like you still gotta get to grow, keep growing and figuring out this person. Like, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. The question was, oh yeah. So I feel like the reason why you also, I guess previously, or if this is a challenge, you focusing so much on yourself, I feel like what is driving that is just you being able to want to feel like you accomplished and succeeded at something, and like feeling that gratification from doing so. I feel like you want to be in abundance and like just revel in the things that you have. It's like a real accomplished type of, vibe, so that's why I think also you're taking, it's playing out to you taking more control over your life, but it's like you're kind of spending, I guess, a lot, like you're being very serious about it, so that could be a barrier, but or a challenge. It might just be that you're very focused and motivated. And I really don't have any advice about that because I do it too. So it's like, it's crazy. I don't really have a advice. And I don't know. I just prefer, like, if I don't know something or I don't think I can figure it out in my head, then I just leave it alone and just wait till it comes to me at a certain point in time. You know what I'm trying to say? Wait till it comes to me at a certain point in time. And that's just that. I don't keep trying to think through it or just say stuff like, because that's weird. I'd rather know and be able to explain something than pretend that I know and then someone requires an explanation. Like, just wait until you find out. But yeah, you basically just want to be true and authentic to yourself. And you want to accomplish your goals. Like, you want to accomplish your goals. Like, that's what you really want to do. But yeah, basically, I guess I could ask with another deck, like, how is that an issue? I mean, I could guess, because you definitely might just be spending more time like doing your thing. Won't have adequate enough time to like maybe truly get to know someone. But it's very difficult, like, to have like a lot of goals and stuff, and then sometimes having to like feel like, okay, now I gotta focus on this other aspect of my life. Like, it's kind of hard. But all right, so I guess I can ask, what are the barriers to you focusing solely on what you have going on? Like, all right, get one more card. How is everybody doing? I'm just okay. All right, so basically, the challenges and the barriers. I feel like, especially with you like focusing on that, I guess, and how it plays out into a connection, is that I feel like you that's funny as hell. It's like I feel like you all just feel as though like you're better and stuff like that. And I feel like you think that you have a better chance at like an opportunity if you choose to, I guess, for some reason not participate. But that's definitely kind of, I guess, at this time, or I don't know, like, but I just feel like you're choosing not to participate. I feel like you feel as though any type of stability that you can give yourself is going to come from yourself. And then you also see that you'll have some opportunities to really advance what it is that you have going on. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, whatever it is, because it's like you're showing up as the Queen of Pentacles. So you might definitely just, that's funny. You think highly of yourself? You think highly of yourself? How dare you think or speak highly of yourself? That's funny as hell. But anyway, yeah. I feel like you just, I don't know, I just feel like, if anything, I don't think at this time it could potentially be like another person or something that someone else did to you. I just feel as though like the biggest challenge right now is, I guess, what happens when you start doing stuff. I guess like just trusting other people, or just trusting other people, and I don't know, just making time for things, you know. But I guess it's like you got to take it in stride. I don't know, like sometimes it gets really difficult to focus on multiple things at once, so I can definitely acknowledge that. But I feel like sorry, I'm like, I just feel like, yeah, I mean, I feel like it is something that has to be worked on, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But it's really up to you how you can accomplish it. Some people work best focusing on one thing at a time. Other people, they like doing multiple different things. It satisfies their hyperactivity. So yeah, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just feel like it's really up to you at this point, like when you want to switch from focusing on one thing and switch to the other. Like, basically what I'm trying to say, it's really up to you, whatever you see fit for yourself. So right, I already answered the question. The next question was like, so how are you like moving through this? And it's like, clearly you're focused on yourself and what you have going on right now. And the next follow-up question was just like, you know, are you like kind of rebelling against like the way that things commonly are in society, or at least that we see? Or are you like just doing what other people do? Like, what is it that you're doing? You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't know. If you think about it, it's like really focusing on yourself is something, I guess, that's not common. It's like you always hear it all the time. Oh, just focus on yourself. Or, oh, just like worry about you. Or, you know, exercise self-love. Like, it's really, that's like a common thing I hear, especially on YouTube, everywhere, because the newest trend are the newest trends in the stores now are like incense and candles and stuff like that. So you're definitely gonna see self-love everywhere, because that's just something that people do for self-love. Like, but yeah, I think right now you've gotten to feeling like you couldn't continue doing or playing the same role. On the bottom, I have the Knight of Cups in the reverse. And it's just because I seen it there on the screen. But for the most part, I feel like you've had to push past, like, you know, I feel like you've had to pretend, like I said, play a role, but I feel like you've gotten to a point where it's like you don't want to play that role again. And I feel like it's really, the reason why I feel like you played that role is because there wasn't really so much like drama that had to go along with it. Maybe it, let me see. This one to flip over. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah. So there was like some drama going on, and just like an overall pettiness. Just someone had issues with expressing themselves. They allowed their emotions to overtake them. This person could have also be like emotionally charged, but like maybe you didn't know because you were playing a certain role to avoid drama, you know? So there wasn't really any like direct, you know, I'm trying to say, like drama. Like we really are not on the same page right now, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's just how you was operating is like towards this person is like you didn't really want any drama. But that person definitely had drama though, which is crazy. That person had drama. Like they're actually really dramatic. You just might not really know, but now you know. This person is just really dramatic, and they could potentially be like immature and childlike also. Like they just don't have a good grip and handle on things, which is funny as hell. So I feel like um you're just rebelling because you've gone and dealt through that. I'm not going to keep reading into that person. I'm just going to stop it right there and get back to you. I feel like you felt like you had to play this role to avoid this type of drama with this type of person. But what's showing up is like, wait, there's a card that's turned over. But it's like I can only try to find it this way, not the other way. Okay, I'm going to find it at some point. Here, look. Here it goes. Yeah, I feel like where you are right now, and especially as far as like you just rebelling, because I don't think you want to play that role anymore. So you might associate this role with common relationships, and there definitely could have been like, I don't know, maybe three, I don't know, I want to say three, but three major people, maybe particularly including this person. This person could definitely be included within these three people, or even 2 to 3 people that like you had probably dated and it was just like the same shit. Like you could have had a pattern of these types of relationships with these type of people. So you always played a particular role, you know, I'm trying to say, inadvertently to not really cause or start any drama. But this person was dramatic anyway, you know what I'm trying to say? And really immature. So I feel like right now, how you're proceeding is like you really want to like be, here's another thing, be more in control of yourself. I feel like you can get pretty emotionally charged too, but like you're really trying to be more in control of that. It's like you're trying to really tame that energy. Like you might be very I don't like calling people feisty, but you definitely might be very like, you know, just, you know, you get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say, because I personally do not like to call women aggressive. I don't. I personally don't like to, unless I have to. Like it's like extreme. But yeah, no, this isn't like, oh, I mean, yeah, emotionally charged. But the thing is like you're emotionally charged, whereas this person is petty. And that's different. It's like, yo, you really actually passive aggressive. Like, whereas you're very aggressive. Like, I wouldn't have to say it unless I had to, but you can be like very like emotionally charged. And I feel like you guys both like, here, the Queen of Cups came up. Some cards flipped over. Yeah, this one flipped over. I feel like you guys, well, I'll take both. I feel like you guys are both like, can be emotionally charged, but in different ways. But I feel like right now you're really focused on a new beginning for yourself. And so I feel like you're addressing those things because we have the Strength card. Oftentimes I look at the Strength card as like taming the ego. You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like with this person, it could have definitely been really all ego. It's just that like when your ego's hurt, I think you're just more expressive with it, whereas if this person's ego's hurt, they're just passive aggressive, you know, so they might like ignore or just go through so many like ups and downs that like it's like you don't really know what it is that they want. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, do you want to do this or do you not want to do this? Like, what is it that you want? Like, so I feel like you might have be very, like you said something, you know? Um, okay, I'm good on time. Yeah, so this energy is still coming up for the most part, that you're just rebelling, like you're focusing on, like I said, getting your emotional response, like getting that together. You're focused on not focusing on your ego, because you know you want to start, oh, like you want to start again. You know what I'm trying to say? I see the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles to me is like, it's, yes, it's a like, it's, to me it's like starting and like taking a new journey, like starting a new path, but like having a little bit much more knowledge. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like having some experience, you know, or you could even call it like wisdom, you know, from the experience, from the knowledge that, you know, you've gained. It's like you're starting over now, like you're going in a different direction. um yeah, what I got to is like you're resolving how you used to be with your new self, and it's like you're forgiving your old self in a sense. Like that's kind of what's going on internally as well. um but yeah, just nurturing yourself. You know, really focused on, there's just some Libra vibes coming up too, like Libra, Leo, um Libra, Leo, Scorpio, Cancer. Um, yes, and any sword, wands, cards. It'd be like I'd be looking at the main ones, like, all right, okay, now let me look at the other ones. But yeah, what was I about to say? Yeah, you're just, I don't know. I feel like you're just really into whatever it is that you have going on. And again, what's coming up is like you're actually getting over this person. Now, you still might like, you might still like, care. I feel like I said this already, but it's still like another card came up. It's like you're getting over it. It just always ends with you're getting over it. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, basically right now I feel like you're rebelling, you're doing something different than what you used to do, I think. And so I'm gonna look at, because I have some time, go me. I'm going to look at what does your soul want. That's so intense. What does your soul want? Like, it's really intense. Like, why does it have to be that intense? I don't know. But what I do know is I'm just going to go ahead and insert, what does your soul want? Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm going to get two more because I like these cards. And I like them. They're oracle cards, so I'm just going to turn them. I feel like I'm just going to turn this upright. And so this one flew out. These are funny. I'm gonna take this one. Okay. This is nice because I feel like these are great things to like want as far as what your soul wants. And then I'm gonna clarify these with like another card as well. I'm going to use these cards. But for the most part, what does your soul want? This is so nice. So what's coming up is purity. I feel like purity definitely relates to figuring out your emotional like response and like taming your ego and like getting those things in check. Maybe even why you play some type of role that wasn't like authentic to yourself. Yeah, I feel like this is the right. I feel like you just, I don't know, I feel like you were very it's not like call somebody. It's just crazy because one track mind came like up to me in the past is showing that you probably only thought that this situation could end one way and that this was the only way to get towards this situation. And you know what I'm trying to say, but I feel like you really like changed your focus as far as what was important to you. You know what I'm trying to say? And I feel like in a sense you want to like purify all of those things that potentially, well, not potentially, because they did, all of those different factors that might have played into um a situation that you were in the past. Like your soul, yeah, so your soul also wants you to make sure that you're continuing to shed this mask, maybe the shell of who you used to be. Make sure that you continue to do so as you move forward. I feel like the more you step into your authentic self, you're going to be able to increase your confidence as far as you being able to create things, you being able to shift your reality. So I feel like it's important for you to really, you know, as you move forward, shed like that old self and move more so into your authentic self. Also, let's see what else your soul wants. Let's see what else. I'm glad this didn't fly off the table. You know, I'm glad it didn't. Your soul is also telling you that it really wants you to really take the time to give yourself that the time that you need, like so self-care time by yourself, time meditating, time doing something that is relaxing to you. It's telling you like you really need to go after having this time to yourself. I think this is very important for you to have time to yourself, like to have just you yourself with your thoughts and your emotions and feelings, and you being able to explore them, you know. So whatever you do that makes you feel like that makes you feel like, okay, this is a me thing, I feel like it's really saying that it's really time for you to like go after that, like go after doing the things that you love to do that, you know, are just you things and have to do with self-care, you know, time where you can literally be by yourself. You know, self-care means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. You know, it means a lot of different things. Okay. All right. So, oh, your soul is also telling you to like really pay attention to yourself, like listen to yourself. I know that could potentially sound like cliche, but I'm very serious. Like, it's really saying like listen to yourself, listen to your intuition, like feel what truly makes you happy and pursue that feeling of going after what truly makes you happy. You know what I'm trying to say? Taking the steps to change your surroundings, taking the steps to transform. I see here it's really about like tuning into yourself, you know, and um like just listening to your emotions. So maybe it's that you need to like, you know, take some time like to make time for yourself to like dream, like make time for yourself to like imagine, like, and I mean everything I'm saying, like I just feel like it really implies to like you more so, like you in your life more so than like another, just another person. But I can completely see why you are where you are with your challenge, like your challenges, which you inadvertently had to do for a means of survival so that you can still get on with your life. But yeah, like you're going against what you used to do in the past, and it's just like your soul just wants you to spend time thinking about what it is that you want, You know what I'm trying to say? Spend time thinking about what it is that you want. Shed who you used to be. Change your perspective on evolving. Maybe you were keeping yourself at the same place that you were at out of a means of many different things. Comfort being number one, fear, you know, not wanting to try and fail and whatnot. So I feel like you had to definitely make a move, and within that move, it forced you to then have to change your focus on the situation. Like, you couldn't stay where you were anymore. So yeah, just keep moving forward, you know, keep shedding that old self of who you used to be. Like, as you move forward, you're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to do that, because you're not going to have a defeatist type of attitude that forces you to have to wear those masks to begin with. If you thought it would be successful, then you just be your authentic self from the beginning. People don't know if the person that they just met yesterday is going to be so important in their lives, and they don't know. Some people don't know at 2 weeks, and then a month and a month and a half, and then you get to 3 months where it's like that's when people start acting like their true self. So it's like, if you know that fact, it's really like you kind of have to approach it with caution, like caution tape, you know. You really have to do so. But yeah, I just feel like you want to change your like perspective and how you see these situations. But I think that it's just so important for you right now to focus on you know, finding your peace and happiness, listening to yourself and what you need. And I hope that these messages were definitely helpful. But I have oh well, basically, I just answered that question. I literally just answered this question because I was like, what does your soul want? And then I said, some advice. What is being asked of you? And it's just like, this is essentially what your soul wants. But what is being asked of you? I think I'll take these cards because I feel like I kind of answered that question, but I'll answer this. What is being asked of you? Right. That's the main question of the reading. What is being asked of you? Yo, when I tell y'all, when I tell y'all these cards, this is crazy. You can't tell me that I didn't say that you should focus and listen in on your intuition. Like, I said it's cliche. I really said it was cliche. And then look what card comes up. Intuition, change. Like, intuition aspires with change. You know, like, change. That's crazy as hell. Wow. Yes, this card is definitely talking about utilizing your intuition. And that comes from the divine feminine. Like, women typically, are people who embody feminine energy, typically have or just have a better sense. I don't want to speak in generalized terms, but you do hear like, okay, women's intuition. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, the intuition is really strong there. Not to say that everybody can't build up their intuition. It's just, for some reason, I feel like women just know stuff. They just know stuff. Or can sense things very easily. But that's kind of just what the divine feminine energy is. It's still very powerful, but just not weak, you know, in terms of masculine energy, especially toxic masculine energy. You know what I'm trying to say? Which is what's common. So yeah. But yeah, this is really just talking about like really listening to your intuition. You know, just sitting down with yourself. I have the centering card, and I also just mentioned you know, taking some time by yourself, meditating, just exercising, self-care, and whatnot. So that message is just really coming up again. Those two messages, actually, I literally just said that. So they're coming up. It's crazy. I love it when it's like the readings, Like when they just really flow like that, I'll be like, yeah, great. You know what I'm trying to say? I love it. So that's why I'd be like, see, all right. But yeah, and here too, like your what is being asked of you? Yeah, what's being asked of you is, like I said, doing things that you haven't done before, things that you've had somewhat of an interest in, taking a new journey, but at least having some type of knowledge. So I feel like you all kind of gave up your fear of like not knowing what was past the situation, making the move that you did, and really stepping into a new type of and I got that too with the tarot cards. Basically, you like taking control of your life, stepping into a new cycle, a new way of being, one that is going to be more successful for you and yourself, you know, which is great. um that's really nice. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not, you know, sometimes scary to dive like into the unknown. It definitely is. You know, it definitely is, because if it was easy, like a lot of people would have like, I feel like, been, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of people would have, I mean, just from what I see, even with like my family, I see like some family members had like really big goals and like things they wanted to do, but they didn't like work hard at it or really focus on it. They focused on other things, and they like, you know, didn't continue with the consistency um of doing that one thing. And sometimes I'm like, I even can acknowledge that within myself, because these are like learned behaviors. But at the same time, it's like to be you know, actually actively going after what it is that you want to do, like that's really amazing. Because like I said, a lot of people don't end up, I guess, reaching the potential or being like who they dreamt that they could be. A lot of people just didn't accomplish it and chose a different path. You know what I'm trying to say? And to each his own. You know, it's not like it's any judgment, but I'm just saying, I also do know a lot of people who have like unsatisfied like desires and aspirations. Like that's a real thing too. So yeah, for the most part, this card here is basically telling you that in order for you to continue and prepare upon the unknown, which is funny, you have to do so with like swift being swift and being like agile and being prepared, like being, I don't know, just, and also having the inside passion, the motivation and the drive, you know, to like dig deep. So I feel like that's kind of what's being asked of you. When it comes to love, it's going to be important for you to, like I said, use your intuition, to spend some time meditating and self-care. You know, having to dive into the unknown of something that you haven't experienced, but you know, being willing to be able to do that, being trusting of the process. Because this is it, we have here the transformation card, and it's a 6. So I feel like this just even relates, or it can very possibly relate, you know, to actually love, which is typically what this question is relating to, what my questions relate to. But for the most part, it's really just saying that like you are going through a transformation right now within yourself. The Empress card came up, and she's like really big transformation vibes. Like you transformed to become this Empress. Like it happened. You know what I'm trying to say? Not to say that it's like just a one-time thing. I feel like you can always constantly evolve and grow. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you can always just really be on to the next, be on something else. Like, you know, just keep going and going and going. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you could really, you know, live your life, you know what I'm trying to say, to its fullest, highest potential capacity. Like, so I just feel like you're going through a transformation. It's taking you through the unknown, but you know, like I said, you're prepared. You know, you're like the Page of Pentacles, you know, starting out on a new journey. you're definitely prepared, like, and you've gathered, you know, things that you need. But yeah, that's what your soul is asking you to do. Yeah. And I literally just thought about when I had the release card down here, well, the purify card down here, and then here we have the release card, and this is also 4 plus 2, that's also 6. So yeah, this is all about being able to release. This card to me just talks about like being able to like release the different um emotions that have affected how you see yourself, or what you think you deserve, or your self-esteem, or even your confidence, like what it, you know, I'm trying to say, makes you feel like not really good about yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? Through this transformation, it's time for you to release things that may not have made you feel as great. You know what I'm trying to say? Release those things. Just let it go. Let your fears go. Let the negative energies go. Let them go. I'm going to go ahead and get one more card before I wrap it up. Yeah, so it's funny because you actually got the Queen of Cups earlier. And here you also have, oh, and then also the Empress. You also have the nurturing card. Well, I like these cards too because they have artwork on the back. I really like this deck, and this is the first time I actually really like used it in a reading. Typically I'm just like, I don't know, but it's like, nah, these cards are really going in right now because they just are. It's really important for you, you know, as you're centering yourself, as you're taking that time for self-care, is to nurture yourself, you know. Like I heard it today, like even if you can't sit within yourself and just be like, oh, I love myself, or this and this, and talk to yourself, at least do things that imply that you care about yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? Like do things to take care of yourself, whether it be putting your removing yourself from certain social situations, or being someplace. You know what I'm trying to say? Being surrounded by a group of loving people. You know what I'm trying to say? Being around people that, you know, like you and support you, or surrounding yourself, I don't know, doing self-care things, or just, I don't know. I feel like it's more so about just doing things to make you care about yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? That will make even someone who does not know you be like, oh, that person cares about themselves. Like whether that just be even aspiring to do the different things you want to do, or to accomplish different goals, you know what I'm trying to say, that you want to accomplish. So it's just doing things that make you feel good about you, I think is important. And as you do that, it's like that's exercising the greatest like self-love and self-care, even if you feel like it's hard to sit there and say these things to yourself. But in my opinion, I feel like you just put the two things together, saying great things about yourself, thinking good things about yourself, and then doing good things about yourself. And it's just like self-love. Like you're really doing your self-love because you're thinking about yourself, what you want, how you feel, you're thinking about yourself. So basically it's just saying it's important for you to nurture yourself, to release, and to also you know, trust in the universe, you know, as you nurture yourself. Like that's all you have to do. Like you have one job and one job only right now, is to love yourself. Do things for yourself. Think about yourself, focus on yourself. That's your job, because that's what's going to aid you in this transformation. So, you know, trust that the transformation can be done. Trust that you have what you need for this transformation. You know, it's unknown. It's a place that you haven't really been to before. You know what I'm trying to say? But like I said, it's going to be important for you to utilize your intuition and to center yourself. Make sure you're taking that time to do so. Make sure you're taking the time to actually execute the practical doing part of self-love. So I was going to do the astrological rundown, but as I knew I was going to talk too much, so I didn't even drink my water. Like, my water is down there, and like my water bottle is huge. Like, it's really huge. So I was like, I didn't even really think I was going to talk this much, but I definitely hoped that someone found this live helpful. I hope that somebody found this live helpful. I really just do my best to just get into the energy and vibe with the cards and see. And I also try to more so focus on, you know, the deeper things and whatnot. Next week, I'm definitely probably just going to do the astrological rundown and spend some time on each sign. I think that'd be cool. So I'll do that for singles and those in relationships, or singles and singles. Just playing. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, I try to ask, like, you know, questions that kind of put a little more attention on you, the viewer, as opposed to an external person, and kind of what's going on with you, and whatnot, you know. So I try. Yeah. Yo, like I just hope everyone, you know, has a great weekend. It's funny as hell because, like, when you really hear stuff, it's like you hear stuff and it's like, yo, that's funny. I'm debating on if I should say what I hear, and oftentimes I end up keeping it to myself. So, I hope everyone has a great weekend, a good evening, and I will catch you another time. I will catch you next Friday. And oh, make sure that you follow me on YouTube. You know, if you want to ever go back and watch any of my lives, I literally actually was just posting them to YouTube. Like, Instagram is pretty cool because it lets me like download, you know, the entire like video, which is pretty cool. So if you ever miss any of my lives, just go to YouTube and it should be there. So yeah, I hope everyone has a great evening, great weekend, and I will see you another time.